When I was 13 years old, my family moved to a new house. Unfortunately, it wasn't in Mesopotamia. We just moved right up the street. I was so excited about moving into a new house because it meant that I would finally get to have my own room. For as long as I could remember, I shared a room with my little sister. I not only shared a room, we also shared a bed. So she was a kicker and she was a pack rat, and I couldn't wait to have my very own space. So here I am in my new house, in my own room. It's about the second or third night of sleeping at the house when in the middle of the night, I was awoken to the sound of a ruckus in the kitchen. It sounds like someone was rummaging through the pots and pans. I was like, what the heck is going on? I thought it was my dad, but then I heard him snoring through the wall. It's like, who could this be? And the next person I thought of was my little brother, Joey. Joey, he was notorious for sneaking downstairs into the kitchen and having a midnight snack. So I was trying to go to sleep, but getting very annoyed at my brother. I decided to turn over to look at the clock. The clock said 2:32. I noticed that that was a palindrome. And then I rolled back over and I tried to go back to sleep. Finally, the noise subsided and I started to drift off when suddenly I had the unmistakable feeling of somebody inside my room. I thought it was my little brother. I was so annoyed. I turned over and yelled to him, "What are you doing?" And when I turned, I stopped. It wasn't my little brother next to the bed. It was a man. And it wasn't any ordinary man. He was very tall. He had a shock of white hair. He was wearing a brown robe, almost like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I noticed that I could kind of see through him. He was glowing with this cool light. It wasn't a warm light, it was cool, kind of milky and white. I was curious and I glanced down to see his feet. He didn't have any. He was hovering just about 3 inches off the ground. I slowly looked up at his face. He looked to be like a grandfather's age. His eyes were icy blue, and I noticed his eyes were very sad. I could feel his sadness inside my body. It was heavy. It broke my heart. My mind was racing. What is happening? Who is this? When it suddenly dawned on me, oh my God, this is a ghost. Oh my God, there's a ghost in my room. I froze. Terror ripped through my body. I couldn't move. The ghost was standing between the door and my bed. But not that I could get out the door anyway, I couldn't move. I finally mustered the strength and I ripped the sheet up over my head as if that would protect me. And I silently said out loud the words, "White light, protect me." I don't know where those words came from, but they felt very comforting. I whispered the words over and over again, "White light, protect me. White light, protect me. White light, protect me." I did that over and over and over again until I fell asleep. The next morning I woke up and I was still under the covers. I slowly peeked out from under the covers and the coast was clear. I ran downstairs, excited to tell my family, "Oh my gosh, we have a ghost in the house." My parents just shook their head and said, "You had a dream. There's no such thing as ghosts." I was really mad at that. I was like, "No, didn't you hear my story?" I told them the story that I just told you. "No, Mary Kate, there is no such thing as ghosts." So I never did see the ghost again, but he did make himself known in very mischievous ways. He liked to pull pranks, but those are other stories for another slam. But I will say, there are 2 takeaways that I took from this experience. Number 1, I firmly believe what I saw. I know there was a ghost in my room, and I believe in ghosts. Number 2, I felt bamboozled. You know, I moved to a new house, I was supposed to get a new room, and here I was sharing a room with a ghost. At least he wasn't a kicker or a pack rat.